What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld. Today we're going to be talking about a very delicate discussion that many of you guys have been having some serious questions about. Now, the issue is this, right? Marcus Allen is a very, very good running back in this game. I know you guys have at least been run for six on him. You've done it to people, and people have done it to you with Marcus Allen. The evasive makes him a very, very glitchy running back. He was one of the first running backs to really just open up everyone's eyes with what Madden 20 was actually going to be about. And I've been getting a lot of questions about it because he's pretty much, in most cases, outdated. And what do I mean by that? He doesn't, like that GALE SAYERS card, he has the 91 speed, he's so much faster, he has the evasive, so it doesn't matter with the other stats because he can still spin the same way, he can still shift the same way, and a lot of different things goes into his actual card that makes him actually, you know, a pretty decent running back in the game right now, probably the best. Now, you guys have to remember though, right? There are legends that are coming every week. There's those Madden 10 players. Barry Sanders is someplace around there. So most of you guys that spent 800, 700K on GALE SAYERS, you've probably already lost 200, 300K if you haven't sold them already. Just to point that out, all right? Because remember, as these cards evolve, some cards are going to maintain their value. Some cards are going to really, really decline. For instance, even with Julius Peppers out, DeMarcus Lawrence Superstar card is still around the same rate. Why is that? Because he's still a glitch in the game. Yeah, Julius Peppers is a lot, you know, faster and all that good stuff, but they do pretty much the same thing with the finesse specialist. All right, so when you start to gauge cards like that, you got to understand that in certain cases, it's better to wait unless you're somebody that buys packs often and you pull the card. You have to be very, very careful how you spend your coins. Now, let's go ahead. We're going to go take a look at GALE SAYERS, his card overall based on his power up. All right, and we'll be able to gauge from there, you know, the differences and what's going on with the card and why it's important, you know, because the way the run game is in this game, I keep stressing it to you guys. Yo, Gmia, I can't win no games. I can't win no games. Last week I told you guys to run the ball. If you want to see how I play, follow me on Twitter. I let you guys know when I'm going live on Twitch. Drop in, watch me play. Mimic exactly what I do with the run game. You're going to win games because it's very difficult to stop the run game this year. There really isn't a set defense. You know, you could run the 3-4, you could run the 4-4, you could run different variations of defense, but you're going to have to work on your stick and being able to get around people, and you're going to be fine. Because for the most part, the meta is there. And like I said, for many, oh bro, they're going to patch it. If they patch the run game, you don't want to know what's going to happen with this game. So I think that for the most part, they should just leave it alone and kind of just, you know, let nature take its course, bro. Because anything else that goes on with any more title updates or patches, I fear for the safety of the game. All right, because a lot of the things that have come back, the warp tackling, very, very long distances of dives, it's very, very frustrating, and it's something that wasn't part of the beta or the launch of the game, and it's actually come back crazy. So I know a lot of you guys have noticed when you're running and you're outright in front of people with longer distances, people are able to dive and tackle you again, and it is very, very frustrating, but it's part of the game now. That's why I bring this up, because we have to get faster now. So now, let's take a look at some of the things that's going on with him when he's maxed out, right? 91 speed, 91 agility. I will point out that it's all, in all fairness, Marcus Allen is in the high 80s with agility. Obviously, when you go above 90, that's next level tier with agility. You're going to be a little bit more keen to get through certain spots. You're going to be able to stop and go a little bit better. Many things that happen with his card is going to transfer into higher success rates of breaking tackles, but not physically breaking them, but just avoiding them depending on how good your stick skill is. So his acceleration and his speed, that speed, more than likely with the way that the speed threshold is, and I've played against GALE SAYERS, once he gets out in front, it's a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare. Like it's going to create a lot of issues for you. Your blood pressure is going to rise, and you may break a couple things once he gets out in front. You're not going to be able to chase him down the way that you can, say, a Marcus Allen right now. So you guys have to understand that. Now, the bigger thing that everybody needs to understand, you see how his break tackle is at a 90? That's also next level, just for the simple fact that even without the upgrade with the coach of John Madden with the run game, he's already at a 90. So 91 is not going to make him that much more exciting, but the tier is already there. He's already geared to break it. I just want to point out that in order to get the full effect of GALE SAYERS, you're going to have to actually, obviously, power him up. Okay? You're going to have to give him evasive more than likely. All right. Him with evasive is a nightmare. My issue with this again, though, 1,500 training points. So I think I got my money's worth out of the 1,500 training points for Marcus Allen, but I don't want to continue to have to pay 1,500 training and get nothing back from it. That's realistically why I haven't even jumped all over trying to get a GALE SAYERS. Because what happens is, once I do this and I realize, bruh, my bank account is not set up like this. I can't keep spending on abilities and not getting half back when I'm actually getting rid of the card. But I can get back some of my training for powering them down. I don't think that that's fair. So, with that being said, this is a huge step for a lot of us. And I know that's why a lot of you guys also haven't done it. You're like, yo, Gmia got a point. Like, bruh, like, even though most of you guys that got the bread to do it, you guys are still starting to realize what I'm saying. It's still, regardless, not financially smart to keep, quick selling cards, get whatever, raid selling them, putting them on the auction, and then buying back abilities for the same amount with no refund at all. It's ridiculous. So, one of the other things I wanted to point out, his catching. Where's his catch rating? Catch and traffic. Where's the regular catch? Bro, why didn't he have a regular catch rating? Where is it? I thought okay, 68. So that's lower than the 74 that you get from, obviously, Marcus Allen. But because we're just straight running the ball, this is what's also interesting. And I want to point this out as well. We could actually, sell Marcus Allen, keep Bo Jackson as the backup, obviously, because Bo Jackson has an 89 speed and, powered up before the next level tier or whatever with using his boss card. So he would obviously stay as our backup. So we would be able to sell Marcus Allen, get whatever we get as far as whatever his card is worth right now, and invest in GALE SAYERS, okay? Reason being, because of the way the game is going right now and the warp tackle animations, you have to have further distances away from the players. Now, let's go back and go take a look inside of the auction house and see what his price ranges are right now. And then we can kind of figure out, is it worth it to go that route? Because remember, we still have to update Aaron Rodgers. That's something that still has to be done. So we can't just be going willy-nilly with running backs and doing whatever we want. We still have to make sure that our eye is on the prize, that we're still able to afford to do everything else that's necessary for our team to stay competitive. That's the key, staying competitive while not overspending. So let's take a look at what's going on here. All right, so Clinton Portis, that dude probably low-key glitchy. Okay, Marcus Allen is still at 196. The reasoning behind it, like I said, notice what I'm saying, guys. He should be, in the past, these cards, he would be a lot cheaper. But people realize what Marcus Allen is. Because it's not like, this is what it is, right? It's not like he's a bad card. It's just that he doesn't have the speed that's necessary. But he's one of the most balanced, well-rounded running backs in the game. Stiff arm, break tackle, spin. He has all of that. No other running back has all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody is lackluster in certain aspects of the game. So now we go here to obviously the GALE SAYERS 548. The other day, his cards were a lot cheaper. I could have probably, I think, what was it down to? I think it was down in the 3s or something like that. I could have probably gotten it for that a lot cheaper. For me, I don't think it's worth it to spend $500K on a running back right now. Even though he was at 800 and a lot of you guys bought him at 800, I don't believe it's worth it to pay for that right now. Just based on the fact that you know what it is, like that card right there, you see like how, what is it? It's at 311. That was actually in the 2s earlier in the week, and I could have purchased it and I just didn't because I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna go all in on this guy. Okay, that's 85. So you could probably get away with it. Ideally, that's 120 something if you wanted to go ahead and get this card. But I have a feeling that a lot of you guys are going to be able to get them for very, very cheap, regardless. Whether you pull it or however it works out, because that's just the way that the game is going. But now looking at it, it probably would have cost me like $350, $360 if I would have bought his 89 for the 2s where it was last week. So realistically speaking, we don't have to spend the $500. Is he worth, like, I would say if you could get him for about $350 to $400, you would get your money's worth, because you got to remember, you then have to spend on training to add that third ability slot. Just remember, guys, the way that the game is set up, it's kind of wild because you're not getting the full aspect out of the cards for the most part with the power-ups, until you power them up, they play like they have no common sense on the field. So you would have to make sure that you account for the additional money that you're going to have to spend to then also upgrade them. But I would go max 400K. All right, max. That's it. As far as every other running back that's in the game, remember, in Series 2, you are going to have the options to get those limited McCaffreys and all the other stuff that goes into the game. I would just more than likely stay focused on the lightning symbol of all of these cards and make sure that those are the cards that can get evasive that you pick. The power backs are relatively useless. Every time I play against the Bo Jackson, especially with Pat Tillman, I cause fumbles now. So that's very, very ideal to understand that everybody is fumbling. You have to be able to get away from them. Try to stay away from the contact and go more towards spinning and just being able to juke crazy. Because when you go for the trucks and you go for the stiff arms, for some reason, EA opens you up into monster hit stick situations. And it's kind of like, all right, you serious right now? Like, are you for real? It gets really, really wild. So those are some of the pointers that I want to kind of give you. I'm still hesitant to do it, even with him being lower tier, but we know that we can still get at least 200K for him. And for any reason we're able to get that GALE SAYERS for about 400, I would definitely give him a shot. Also, you got to remember, my whole goal, I want to get that Aaron Rodgers up. So you never know, it might be a pack opening on the horizon to get that done. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to be working towards that, because that's something that's necessarily needed for my offense. I got to get him to that. I got to get Aaron Rodgers up to that level. I have to. He's pretty good right now, but I got to get him, above that. And then we're going to work on other things going forward. But for now, that's pretty much everything that I have for you guys. Let me know if you have GALE SAYERS and if he's balling out for you, and share some of your experiences with the community so we can all get it together. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. Enjoy your day. One love.